Hello and welcome to Who Are You, the show where we get the opposition perspective and all the information you need to know ahead of the upcoming fixture this weekend's Watford. So I've got one question, and that is, who are you?
I am Paul Muzzy, Watford fan.
Thank you very much for doing this. I really appreciate it. It's all going quite well for Watford at the moment. Despite the fact you have this mad managerial sort of merry-go-round, it's all going quite good. How do you think Marco Silva's doing? Do you think that the mad managerial stuff that's been happening to you will affect him? How long do you reckon he's going to stay?
At the moment, it's probably not a good day for it. There's been loads of rumours about him possibly going off to Everton. They've been sniffing around him and a few other managers today, so I'm kind of a little bit nervous about that. I think he'll probably stay. If he does, probably since the Pozzos have taken over our club, he's probably the manager that I favour the most at the moment. So I think he signed a 2-year contract, and I don't see why he would need to be cut short like the others have in the past. So at least 2 years, hopefully. I'm pleased with his progress so far.
I'm hearing a lot about Richarlison, who is a striker or winger. I'm not even fully sure about Tim, to be honest. I would say that no one knew who he was before this season. Can you give us a bit of a background on him and just how good he actually is?
Yeah, Richarlison, 20-year-old Brazilian. I think he's played for the Brazilian under-20s about 10 times, scored 3 goals. Originally, he played for, I think it was America Mineiro, and then on to Fluminense, where we picked him up. He's fast. He likes to run at players, which is changed for our team. Rather than just trying to pass it into the back of the net, it's nice to have someone that's willing to take players on and sort of have a bit of a shot from distance. He's very fragile, though. He goes down very easily. I think he's I saw a statistic earlier that he's the most fouled player in the Premiership this season at the moment. I'm not all into the whole play acting thing. If he gets fouled, that's fair enough. But then get back up again. That I think he's been watching a lot of the amateur dramatics on TV, and so he can wind the opposition up a little bit, which isn't always a bad thing, but I'm not a big fan of it. I prefer him to just kind of get up and play. But like I said, he's 20 years old. He's very young and quite inexperienced. I don't think he speaks very good English at all, but he has been learning recently. And with having Aurelio Gomez in goal for us, I think that's helped to facilitate communication between the team. But yeah, he's exciting. Unfortunately, he's been getting quite a lot of attention recently. And again, I saw today that Tottenham have been inquiring about him. I prefer to stay under the radar with a lot of our players, especially the younger ones. But again, we're not in a position where we need the money. So I don't know why we would need to lose a player like this in January. But he's probably the most exciting player that we've got on the team at the moment this season.
He's very much, I think, I compared him to Lanzini before, a little bit like that sort of player who comes in, no one knows about, and then everyone explodes and gets linked to Tottenham within about 5 seconds. What would you say your weaknesses were as a team? Is that injured backline what we should be looking to exploit? Do you have like weak fullbacks or something like that? How can we score past you?
Yeah, I think the main way you're going to get goals, and everyone else seems to be getting goals, is by coming in on your right hand side, where our left backs, as I said, Holebas and Britos tends to play sort of at the back towards the left more. They're both just so petulant and they're very, very easy to wind up. And when they do, they snap with at least a yellow card. Holebas was, I think, the most booked player last season. Britos probably not too far behind him, and that hasn't changed for some reason. And ideally, if I think we'd have players in the market that could have replaced them, I don't think they'd be playing this season. But with the injury problems that we've had no choice, and that they've both been put in. But I think that's the way to go, is just to wind them up, see how they react, and they will react. So that's probably going to be your best bet. Around the pitch, we don't really have any that I would be concerned about. But as the game progresses, I think that's going to be the factor. Really, is just how those two are going to perform and whether they'll keep their heads.
Conversely, what are your strengths? What kind of tactics are you going to be looking to employ, and what are we going to be expected to stop?
Counter-attack wise, we're good. We've got some very intelligent players, especially around the midfield, that can turn to attacking very quickly. Usually Troy Deeney would have been part of that, but he's going to be out suspension after his little incident against Stoke. So I would suspect we would have Richarlison and Andre Gray up front. Gray's still finding his feet at the moment, and I think he's trying to prove himself, but he's struggling a little bit. But he's a proven goal scorer in the Premiership, so I haven't got any major concerns for him. But yeah, I think just our counter-attacks and very fast movements, especially coming in from the left-hand side with Richarlison. But I'm not sure who else is going to be joining him in midfield at the moment.
What is your prediction for the game? Who do you think is going to score?
I think I can't see it being a very good game at all, really. I think it's going to be, if anything, sort of a fairly low scoring affair. We are both teams are struggling to find goals. Really, more us. I think you've got better, more strikers, whereas, as I said, Andre Gray is kind of struggling to find his feet and is good. He's got a few goals already this season, but he's still young and inexperienced, and he's not played against West Ham before. So I think we're going to struggle to find goals, and I would say it's going to be possibly even a draw. Just because at the moment I don't feel confident about our defence. So we've probably, we could probably score a goal against you. I think we could definitely concede one as well. So maybe just like a 1-1 draw. But
I'll be honest, these ones tend to have been a lot of negative results. If not in the match, then just for West Ham getting battered. So don't worry about it whatsoever. Let everyone know where they can find everything you do.
I make vlogs of all of the games that me and my kids go to. If they get tickets for it, then we go to anything from women's football to non-league. So on YouTube, the channel is Paul Muzzy, Paul, and then Muzzy. I'm on Twitter at Muzzy333, but the YouTube channel, the one that we're looking to try and build up a little bit. So if you want to drop in and leave a little comment on the video that I'll be doing this Sunday, it'd be nice to hear from people. And it's not all just like one-sided Watford. It is very, very kind of neutral, even though I'm a Watford fan.
Yeah, definitely go and check him out. I watched some, and they are actually genuinely really good. So you should definitely go check them out. While you're there, subscribe to us. Just here, give us a little subscribe, because we're going to have tons of videos, as we always do. They just constantly keep happening. I can barely keep up with them myself, but they happen anyway. And also, click here, go watch the preview to see what we all thought of what's going to happen in the game, and if we can give maybe a slightly more positive spin on it. Doubt it, to be honest, but we'll see what happens regardless. And thank you very much for watching.